What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting from the D, and I've come across some more information. You guys remember that video of a guy standing on the median? For those of you who don't know what the median is, it's that section in between, the street going one way and another way. There's that strip, usually concrete or dirt. That's the median, all right? So you caught up to speed. Standing on the median of a street, and he was throwing rocks at law enforcement vehicles. I think in this case they were Border Patrol agents. Some of those vehicles didn't look like they were Border Patrol though. They looked like civilian cars. I could be wrong. Typically when there's like a unmarked law enforcement vehicle, they got the ugly hubcaps. Well, those didn't. So I don't know. I don't know if those were, like it was like a Tahoe and a Suburban and a Explorer. I don't know if those were vehicles that they had as well, but it's very possible. But the dummy's been identified as Ep- Elpidio Reyna. There's a $50,000 reward for him. He's been arrested before because they have displayed a mugshot of him, and they wouldn't have a mugshot of him if he didn't get arrested on some dumb stuff before. So this isn't somebody who can stay out of trouble. He did something before. I don't know what it is. I'm almost tempted to look into it and see what it was. But he did something before to get arrested and decided to be a menace on the streets. I mean, is this hostility towards law enforcement because you've been arrested once? Is this guy even like legal? I'm wondering if he's an illegal migrant. They didn't say. I checked multiple news reports. None of them said whether he was legal or not. So do with that what you will. But here's the thing, man. You got bad actors that are taking this as an opportunity to act out and do really stupid stuff. You got people that could not care less about the whole deportation situation. They are just using it as a cover to go out and commit crimes. What this man was doing is extremely dangerous. You got cars going like 50, 60 miles an hour, and you're throwing rocks at the windshields or at the driver's side windows. I mean, that's crazy, man. Yet if one of them would have, just went ahead and swerved and hit his ass, oh, now it'd be protests over law enforcement murdering him. Oh, they killed him. In that same video that was recording him doing this act, it now would be about the fact that they killed this innocent, peaceful protester instead of the fact that this degenerate dummy is out there doing something like this. Like, he could cause an accident. What if as they're speeding, one of those rocks breaks the glass and hits them? They could possibly die from that, getting hit in the head. Or, they get startled and they swerve and they go crashing into something or whatever. So this was extremely dangerous. I find it ridiculous how the Democrats, regardless of how much video there is, that this is not a quote unquote peaceful demonstration, they still are trying to press that damn narrative. I've seen Karen Bass. I've seen Kamala Harris. I've seen Gavin Newsom. I've seen Maxine Waters. They're all trying to claim that what's happening is peaceful in spite of the videos. They absolutely refuse to acknowledge videos like this guy here doing things like that. This isn't the only instance of rocks being used. People were standing on a freeway overpass and dropping rocks down onto people just passing on the freeway. Now, why would you do that? Those are just random people. You don't know which way that they lean politically. What does that have to do with protesting Trump? What does that have to do with resisting ICE? some random person, it could be some grandma or something like that. They're just driving on the highway, and then a freaking block of concrete comes falling down onto it. That's dangerous. I've seen people die from that in other instances. So they won't talk about that. They want to act like nothing bad is happening, that Trump is overreacting by sending in the National Guard and the Marines, when he's not. He's sending in resources to do what you refuse to do, which is control your damn city. Like, get your damn city together. And I wouldn't trust any of these people, because remember, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, is the same guy that claimed Trump never called him. And then Trump showed his call log like, yeah, I did call you. We had a 16-minute conversation. And then he was like, oh, well, it was on a different day. Nah, man, you claim he never called you at all. Now the receipt is being produced that you're a lying sack of shit, and you want to walk it back and be like, oh, it was just a different day. Nah, man, nah. So California, man, I hate that this is happening in Cali. You know, Cali used to be a place that I loved. I lived in Cali for a little bit. You guys may not know that about me. You probably think I've lived in Detroit my whole life. I've lived in Detroit most of my life. But I lived in Cali, for a bit in my very young years. And it was like, everything felt like Hollywood, man. Even, and this is to me, even living in areas that supposedly weren't that great. It was like Hollywood to me, because back then, Detroit was really grimy. I mean, Detroit still got some grimy spots, but it's largely made a big turnaround, a 180. I mean, our Riverwalk has been voted #1 in the country for like, what, 3, possibly 4 years in a row. Our downtown underwent this amazing rehab to where it's all this luxury real estate around here. I'm privileged to have lived over here long enough to see the transformation. I absolutely love it. We're now on multiple lists as, if not the best city to visit this year, if not the best, one of the top 5. I mean, Detroit has made just such an amazing turnaround. But back then, it was still really grimy. So even areas of LA that weren't so great, they still felt like Hollywood to a kid from Detroit that was coming from, the environment I was coming from. So seeing now what's happening with it, it's really disappointing, really upsetting. And I can only hope that one day the citizens of California, they will get tired of their leadership failing them and vote to put better people in office. Because I think you deserve better. You deserve safer streets. You deserve a fully funded damn fire department. You deserve to have competent leadership. Like, really, just the people who have been in place, they have failed you on a colossal level. And I can be critical saying, well, you guys voted for this and whatnot. And before that I have, but we're going to take a different approach now. Because we already been there saying you guys voted for this. Yeah, that's already been established. I want you guys to realize the mistake that's been done and want better for yourselves. Because from the outside looking in, we can want better for you, but we can't want better for you than you want for yourselves. You guys have to get these mofos out of there, man. People that are in a position of leadership and power that look at your streets being destroyed and say, oh, it's just peaceful. Nah, man, that ain't it. And I'm gonna let you guys go after this. I seen some guys with backpacks that pulled out like short handle sledgehammers and started banging the concrete with them. Why? To have something to throw. They were banging up, breaking the concrete up so that they could have something to throw. And this is why I say this stuff is intentional. This stuff is organized. Because who the hell comes to a protest with a backpack of sledgehammers? So I'm gonna leave it there, you guys. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. Hit me in them comments. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.